Imagine a company born from the ashes of September 11th.
The Pentagon.
There are reports the Pentagon has been evacuated.
Co-founded by a billionaire libertarian and the eccentric philosopher turned CEO, a firm that helps hunt terrorists, track immigrants, and power battlefield AI, yet it's now valued at over $430 billion, surpassing tech giants with far more revenue. But at what cost? Protests rage outside its doors. Former employees cry foul, and the UN calls it out for profiting from conflict. This is the story of Palantir Technologies, a meteoric rise fueled by government secrets and AI ambition. How did a secretive startup become Colorado's crown jewel and America's most controversial tech powerhouse? Let's rewind to 2003. In the wake of the September 11th attacks, Peter Thiel, fresh off selling PayPal, and Alex Karp, a Stanford-educated philosopher with a PhD in neoclassical social theory, team up to found Palantir Technologies. Named after the all-seeing stones from Lord of the Rings, the company's mission was clear: harness big data to protect the West from threats. Early funding came from the CIA's venture arm, InQtelli. Palantir's software integrated massive datasets, think spreadsheets, images, and surveillance feeds, into a single platform for analysis. It helped detect fraud at PayPal, uncover Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme, and even root out Chinese spyware on the Dalai Lama's computer. By the mid-2000s, it was aiding U.S. intelligence in Iraq and Afghanistan, mapping insurgent networks and spotting roadside bombs, tasks once done manually by soldiers in harm's way. But Palantir wasn't just a government contractor. It expanded to commercial clients like JP Morgan for employee monitoring and BP for oil production optimization. Yet for 17 years, it stayed private, shrouded in secrecy. That changed in 2020 with a direct listing on the New York Stock Exchange. Shares debuted modestly, but what followed was nothing short of explosive. Palantir's rise kicked into overdrive post-IPO. By 2025, shares had surged over 1,700% from their debut, trading above $100 since April. Retail investors poured in $1.2 billion in 1 month alone, per Goldman Sachs data. Why? A perfect storm of AI hype and lucrative contracts. In early 2023, CEO Alex Karp announced a new AI product under development, even though engineers hadn't started building it yet. But Karp saw the future. AI was reshaping global order, and Palantir would lead. They delivered, pivoting from data analytics to AI-powered tools like the Maven Smart system for the U.S. Army. Government revenue exploded. U.S. contracts grew 53% to $426 million in the latest quarter, accounting for 55% of total revenue. A $10 billion Army deal for data streamlining and a $795 million DoD boost for battlefield AI followed. Overseas, Palantir inked deals in Ukraine, integrating tech into military agencies after Karp's personal visit to Kyiv, and Israel, providing targeting tools amid the Gaza conflict. U.S. revenue jumped 93%, with clients like Airbus and Fiat Chrysler using Palantir to fix manufacturing glitches and predict faults. Total revenue hit $1 billion for the first time. Karp boasted of a once-in-a-generation quarter, taunting haters on earnings calls. But this strategy wasn't without risks. Palantir's forward PE ratio soared past 280, dwarfing Apple's 30 or Nvidia's 40. Investors paid a premium for AI dreams. But was it sustainable? As Palantir ascended, shadows loomed. In 2020, amid employee backlash and protests over ICE contracts, allegedly aiding family separations and deportations, the company fled Silicon Valley's monoculture for Denver. Colorado pitched itself as a pragmatic tech hub, and Governor Jared Polis welcomed them with open arms. 5 years later, Denver hosts Palantir's HQ in the Tabor Center, employing thousands in a workforce now over 4,100. But controversy followed. Under Trump 2.0, Palantir snagged $322 million in federal contracts in early 2025, up 12% from 2 years prior. They built Immigration OS for ICE, compiling data for mass deportations, and aided Elon Musk's DOGE initiative to slash government spending. Former employees revolted. 13 signed an open letter in May 2025, accusing Palantir of normalizing authoritarianism. The UN listed it among firms profiting from Israel's Gaza operations. Democratic lawmakers demanded answers on an alleged mega database. Karp, a self-proclaimed progressive and democratic donor, doubled down. "We are not everyone's cup of tea," he said in 2023. He supported Kamala Harris, but ramped up Republican donations and lobbying, spending $5.8 million in 2024, quadrupled 2019 levels. Ex-Palantir execs landed Trump admin roles, like Gregory Barbaccia as federal CIO. Yet Karp eyed global expansion, re-entering Saudi Arabia despite past human rights concerns, aligning with Trump's Gulf alliances. Today, Palantir stands as Colorado's most valuable company at $437 billion, more than the state's other 57 public firms combined. Its stock? Up 600% in a year, trading at $186 with analysts eyeing $500 to $700 by 2030. Karp's vision, 10 times U.S. revenue in 5 years to $7.3 billion, while slashing workforce 10% to 3,600 for crazy efficient operations. Analysts project $24 billion by 2032, potentially hitting 1 to 2 trillion market cap. But risks abound. Overdependence on government contracts worries Pentagon officials, echoing SpaceX reliance. Ethical blowback could alienate talent or clients. And that sky-high valuation, price to sales at 129, screams overvalued, though at 10x revenue, it drops to a stellar 12.8. Is Palantir the Nvidia of 2020 or a bubble waiting to burst? Only time will tell. What can we learn from Palantir's wild ride? First, betting big on emerging tech like AI pays off, but only if you pivot fast. Karp's bold AI announcement, even without a product, positioned them as leaders in a $1 trillion market. Second, government ties are double-edged. They provide stable revenue, 55% here, but invite scrutiny. In today's geopolitical chaos, from Ukraine to the Middle East, defense tech thrives. But ethics matter. Palantir's unapologetic stance, choosing sides for Western values, builds loyalty among patriots, but alienates others. For entrepreneurs, diversify beyond government. Palantir's commercial growth, 93% US, buffers risks. And remember valuation traps. High PE signals hype, but sustainable growth wins long term. In 2025's AI boom, Palantir shows how aligning with national security can rocket a company to stardom. But as protests grow, it prompts a question. At what point does innovation cross into moral gray areas? Food for thought in our data-driven world? From a post-9/11 startup to a $430 billion behemoth, Palantir's rise redefines tech's role in global power. Whether hero or villain, it's reshaping warfare, business, and ethics. Will it hit that 10x goal or face a reckoning? If this story of ambition and controversy hooked you, smash that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into business rises, falls, and everything in between. Comment below. Is Palantir overvalued or the next trillion-dollar titan? Check the description for links to business books on AI ethics and tools for stock analysis. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.